we still have some changes to make in our project. So first, we need to open the main file and create the index for our vertices. Under source, this is our main file, web05. Let's find the main function right here. So we do our general setup to initialize glut and glue library. Then we create a shader, construct a model object, and this is an array of our vertices. And we can use a figure 1 diagram to assign index to every vertex. Right, so we can use this diagram. These are our XYZ coordinates, and notice that the Z coordinate is set to 0 everywhere. So basically the entire set of triangles is modeled in XY plane. So then notice that the coordinates stay in range from -5 to 5, and somewhere in between, like values -2.5 and 2.5. So this is our range of coordinates, and therefore it is my impression that this point right here is the origin of the system of coordinates. So this would be the y-axis, of course this would be the x-axis, and the z-axis going this way, but all of our triangles staying in xy plane. So let's try to identify all these numbers and add them as comments to each vertex. So right here the first coordinate is -5, -5, 0. So from the origin, -5, -5, 0 would probably correspond to index 0. So that would be, it looks like this would be a 0. On the next line we have 0, -5, 0. So it's 0, -5, 0. So this looks like it's a 3. Then we have -2.5, 0, 0, so -2.5, 0, 0. It has to be 1, and so forth. So given our range of coordinates in this 3D space x, y, and z, which stays unused, this set of triangles is using coordinates 2.5 right here, so this is 2.5, and this is 5. Likewise, this would also be 5 on the y-axis. This would be -5 right here, -5 on the y-axis, and here -2.5 on the x-axis, and -5 right here. So for example, the last one here is 2.500, so from origin 2.500, so this has to be 4, and then 5 -5, 0 should give us 5 -5, 0, so that has to be number 5. And that's our process of indexing each vertex. So I'll go ahead and write down all these indices. So this was 0, and then we had a 3, and then -2.500, so this is a 1. And I'll just finish them all for you like this. So let's see what we have to do next on our list of things to do. And we need to remove redundant vertices from the vertices array. Alright, so how do we identify redundant vertices? Of course, they should have the same index. So 1 and 1. So this one would be redundant. Okay, and we also have a duplicate of 4 right here. So that would also be, perhaps we can choose this one to be a redundant one. The next one, number 2, seems to be unique, and then number 3 is also a duplicate. So that would be redundant as well. So if we comment out these redundant vertices, there's only 6 of them remaining, and all of them have unique coordinates. And we also have a set of colors matching each vertex. And of course now we also need only 6. So I'll just go ahead and comment out the last 3 ones. So this takes care of step number 3. And the next step is that we need to actually build an array of indices which would form our triangles. So let's scroll back to the diagram and try to construct our indices. Start from the left hand side, and this would be my first choice, 0, 3, 1. Alright, so we're going to keep the counterclockwise winding order. So this would be 0, 3, 1. Next one is, how about 1, 4, 2. And the last one, 3, 5, and 4. And this is where we get our benefit. Instead of supplying these redundant vertices, we use indices 3, 1, and 4 multiple times. Of course, in this tiny program, the cost-saving benefits are pretty negligible, but if we had thousands of triangles, then we would be able to save a lot of memory with our indices and also save a lot of processing power on the GPU. So building the index array takes care of the step number 4 on our list. And the next part is to call setIndexBuffer function to upload this index array to OpenGL hardware. So let's move down a little bit more. And this is the part where we're using our vertex array to set our geometry. Now it's being reduced to 6 vertices. And we need to call model setIndexBuffer. And let's see what kind of parameters it requires. So here, setIndexBuffer just needs the indices and their size. And as far as I recall, this is the size in bytes. So we have to specify here setIndexBuffer. So we say the indices. That's of course the address of our array in memory. And then size of indices. Of course, when you apply size of operator to an array of values, size of returns the size in bytes. If everything is done correctly, we should be able to save the program and build it. Okay, so this looks good, and the next step will be to execute the program.